When we think of the Titanic, we think of the tragic loss of life, the ice, and the band playing until the end. But deep within the belly of the ship, locked away in the darkness of the cargo hold, lies a different kind of tragedy. Among the crates of opium, automobiles, and fine silks, there remains one specific item, a masterpiece of art and history that is worth more than the diamonds in the purser's safe. But it is not unguarded. Today, we are going to hunt for the most valuable item left inside the wreck. Before we descend into the abyss, please subscribe to Sunken Inside to join our deep-sea expeditions. To reach the cargo hold, we must dive deeper than the sunlight can ever touch. We are descending past the grand staircase, past the passenger cabins, down into the industrial heart of the liner. This area was known as the Orlop Deck. It is a place of heavy steel doors and reinforced bulkheads designed to protect the most precious freight crossing the Atlantic. Now, it is a silent tomb, buried under tons of crushing water pressure and over a century of sediment. The entrance is guarded by rusticles that look like iron tears, weeping for the treasures trapped inside. The cargo manifest of the Titanic reads like a fantasy novel. It lists 3,364 bags of mail, 50 cases of toothpaste, orchids, and even crates of dragon's blood, a type of tree resin. But these were just the ordinary items. Hidden among them were crates belonging to the richest people on Earth, the Astors, the Wideners, and the Guggenheims. They trusted this ship to carry their world to New York. Little did they know, their fortunes were destined for the ocean floor. Perhaps the most famous item in the hold is a crate marked for a Mr. William Carter. Inside rests a 1912 Renault Type CB Coupe de Ville. It is the only automobile known to be on the Titanic. In the darkness, we can imagine its brass lamps and leather seats, once a symbol of cutting-edge technology, now dissolving into the silt. It sits there like a ghost, a vehicle that will never feel the road again, parked forever in the deepest garage on the planet. Surrounding the heavy cargo are piles of trunks and suitcases. These aren't just bags, they are time capsules. Inside the leather trunks of the first-class passengers, perfectly preserved by the lack of oxygen and the tanning of the leather, are ball gowns, tuxedos, and jewelry intended for the high society of New York. We have seen boots that look like they were polished yesterday. It is a haunting reminder that these people packed for a future that would never arrive. The Titanic was a Royal Mail steamer, a commercial giant. We find barrels of wine that have imploded under pressure, and crates of machinery meant for factories in America. There were cases of expensive cheese and barrels of mercury. These items represent the booming economy of 1912, an era of trade that came to a sudden, freezing halt. The sheer volume of goods down here is staggering, a submerged warehouse of a lost civilization. Over 112 years, the sea has claimed much of the cargo. The wooden crates have been eaten away by wood-boring worms, leaving their contents spilled into the mud. Glass bottles lie scattered like diamonds in the dirt. The steel walls are buckling inwards. It is a scene of slow-motion destruction. But interestingly, some delicate items have survived while iron has turned to dust. The ocean is selective about what it chooses to keep. But forget the car. Forget the gold. There was one crate loaded onto the Titanic that contained something truly irreplaceable. It wasn't money, it was art. It was a book. But not just any book. This was the Great Omar, a jeweled edition of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. It was being shipped to an American buyer, and it was packed deep inside the secure cargo area, intended to be the crown jewel of a private collection. This book was a masterpiece that took 2 years to bind. It was covered in Moroccan leather and decorated with unparalleled extravagance. It featured 3 peacocks on the cover with tails made of embroidered gold. But the true value lay in the jewels. The binding was encrusted with over 1,050 precious stones, rubies, turquoises, and emeralds, each one set by hand. In today's money, its artistic value is incalculable. It was a tragedy for the world of art as much as the ship was a tragedy for the world of engineering. The crate holding the Great Omar was placed in the cargo hold, likely near the Renault car. When the iceberg struck and the water flooded the forward compartments, the cargo hold was one of the first areas to drown. We can picture the freezing Atlantic water swirling around that crate, the pressure building until the wood shattered. The book, with its 1,000 jewels, tumbled into the mud, lost to the world in an instant. Explorers and historians have asked the same question for decades. Could the Great Omar still exist? Leather can survive underwater for centuries. The gold and the 1,000 gemstones are imperishable. It is entirely possible that beneath a layer of gray silt, amidst the wreckage of the cargo hold, the jewels of the Great Omar are still shining in the darkness, waiting for a light that may never come. Recovering it, however, is nearly impossible. The cargo hold is located deep within the bow section, buried under decks of collapsing steel. It is a labyrinth of jagged metal and unstable structures. To send an ROV in there is to risk losing it forever. The Titanic guards her treasures jealously. The Great Omar remains the holy grail of lost literature, tantalizingly close, yet forever out of reach. As we survey this underwater vault, we realize something profound. The Renault car, the opium, the jeweled book, they are just things. The ocean has reduced them all to debris. The jewels may still sparkle, but they have no eyes to admire them. The true value of the cargo hold isn't what was lost in terms of money, but the sheer ambition and human effort that ended up on the bottom of the sea. The Titanic's cargo room is a silent museum of a golden age. The Great Omar lies there, sleeping with the fishes, a symbol of man's desire to create beauty and nature's power to take it away. We may never see these treasures again, but their stories remain alive. Thank you for diving with us into the dark. If you enjoyed this journey, please subscribe to Sunken Inside and ring the bell for our next expedition. Until then, the deep ocean keeps its secrets.